Hey guys, what's going on? Curve Murder 15 here with a sort of different video today. This is a rather serious video that I wanted to make. This is an episode of Convlog, this anything like that. Just something I kind of wanted to do because of today's events. Just the camera here, just a little bit. There we go. So, as some of you may have already seen as the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about the unfortunate death of Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park. So before I get into this video, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. And this is my humble request to you all that are watching this. Do not, I repeat, do not leave any sort of negativity or any bullshit down in the comments below. And I'm being dead serious about this. I'm not trying to anger anyone. I'm not trying to disagree with anybody on this matter. All I am doing in this video is just giving my viewpoints on the subject at hand, and I know some people are going to disagree with me on this, but that doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. So all I ask is if you leave any comments down below, be constructive, be open-minded about it, but don't come off as an asshole. You know, don't be like, you're wrong, and just be done with it. You know, keep an open mind about this, because like I said, this is just my opinion on the subject, so do not leave any negativity or bullshit down in the comments below. Such as, I'll give you one good example, such as, you don't know what he was going through, so what right do you have to comment on the situation and be judgmental about it? Well, I'm going to say this. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just speaking from my mindset and my own personal experiences. So I don't know what was going on with Chester as far as his thought process. So I'm not even going to comment on that. But anyway, guys, so let's go ahead and get in with the video with all that aside. So as of today's dates, July 20th, 2017, most of you already know that unfortunately Chester Bennington was found dead because he hung himself. It was due to suicide. And it was extremely heartbreaking for me. And there's a main reason why. And some of you might be asking this, you know, some of you might be saying, you know, why are you making the video? Why do you even give a shit? And there's a couple of reasons for this. One, and it might sound weird, but this is something near and dear to my heart. Linkin Park, including Chester, especially Chester, where most of my musical talents come from vocals. You know, I do guitar and stuff a lot, but mostly I do a lot of vocals, a lot of singing. So when I listen to a band, one of the key things is the vocalists. And Linkin Park, back in high school for me, which was back when Hybrid Theory had just come out, was a huge inspiration for me musically, wanting to get me to learn guitar, wanting me to write my own music, wanting me to start my own band. And, you know, granted, it's fallen through and I don't have a band technically, but, you know, it's there. It inspired me to, you know, even continue my musical prowess. And two, it's coming from experience that I have had friends and family lost due to suicide, and speaking from somebody that has had these thoughts before. I mean, granted, I've never acted on them or anything, but I have had thoughts before. And I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on some stuff that was said from fans, a particular other rock celebrity, so to speak. Well, he is a rock celebrity. I'm not going to be like, no, he's not. You know, I don't want to start any bullshit like that either. So, like I said, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that towards anybody. But first off, like I said, it's just extremely heartbreaking just to see somebody else go because of suicide. Suicide is no laughing matter, you know, and there's a number of reasons for it, in my beliefs. You know, one, it could be chemical imbalance. There could be, you know, drugs or alcohol involved to make you start thinking like that along with the depression, because if you have depression, those things don't help. I mean, you know, people are going to say, you know, alcohol numbs the pain away. Yeah, it might numb it, but it doesn't take it away. You know, I don't believe that one bit, you know. And now, you know, I've never been one myself to drink enough to where it takes my depression away, because there are times I have depression. it's not enough to where I feel like I need help or anything. I mean, aside, or let me rephrase that. Medical help, because I do talk to friends. I do try to reach out for somebody to talk to if I'm feeling really down or something to that effect. And, it's hard sometimes. And having like I said, having friends and my father being lost to suicide, I've seen it. It sucks. And sometimes you have no telltale way of when it's going to happen or if they're even going to do it, because normally the people that end up committing suicide, or at least I've noticed, I mean, this may be something completely different for other people's circumstances, so this is just from my personal experience, they give no leeway, they give no heads up or anything, it just happens. And, there could be signs sometimes, you could tell that they've been really depressed and stuff, and there are other times where they, on the outside, they seem perfectly fine, and then just the next moment, bam, it just happens. So, one of the things I wanted to bring up in this video, Brian Welch, who is the guitarist for Korn, made a post on his Facebook account. Not necessarily calling out Chester Bennington, but to a certain degree, kind of in a way. I don't know. It's weird to describe. I can't really describe it. But in his own words, he was basically saying, suicide is the cowardly way out. This isn't the message that we should be showing our fans, our kids, that kind of stuff. And it was the cowardly thing to do. And this stirred up a lot of controversy. Now, here's my take on it. And like I said, this is just my opinion, so if you disagree with me, feel free to. Just don't be an asshole about it. On one hand, I kind of do see it as the cowardly way out. Now, before you start flaming me with hate comments, hear me out. The only reason I say that is because, granted, for the person that it happened to and that passed on, and the way I feel is that in their mindsets, they feel like they're solving this is the only way that they can solve their problem. But to a certain degree, it never fully solves the problem, because you're taking that grief, that suffering, that depression, and basically putting it on everybody else in their lives, like their family, their friends, co-workers, fans if they happen to be some sort of figure, or popular figure like a celebrity or something like that. And it never truly gets rid of the problem. For the person that it happened to, it solves the problem for themselves, so to speak. And it's weird to say that, but like I said, this is what I think. This isn't anything proven or any scientific proof behind this. But at the same time, we don't know what's going on in their heads. Sometimes people will sit down and talk to you about what they're thinking, but at the end of the day, when they finally commit suicide, we don't know what's going on in their heads. We don't know what's going on in their personal life, as far as, or sometimes even the people that's closest to them, like, okay, for example, Chester, his bandmates, his wife, his kids, maybe they didn't even know what was going on in his head. So, on one hand, I can see Brian's point. And I can also say that maybe this is just Brian's way of expressing himself as far as being upset about the situation, because even at the top of the post on Facebook, he said, Chester was a very good friend of mine. And it's understandable to be upset. It's understandable to be pissed about it. I mean, I've been through the same thing myself a couple of times. My best friend Jeff, who did it, my father, who did it. I was upset. I was angry. There's still days where I still feel like that. And is he right to say that? I think so. But I don't think he should have said it just yet. I think he should have let some time pass and then say it. Because where it just happened, there's going to be a lot of emotions flaming up and everything. And like I said, this is just my opinion on the matter. He can do what he wants. You know, he can make that post and everything. People are going to disagree with him. People are going to agree with him. You know, it's just, that's the way it is. But just this whole experience has just made me think. And like I said, being somebody that has been through it as far as losing people due to suicide, it is very hard. And there are going to be a lot of emotions. There's going to be anger. There's going to be depression. There's going to be sadness. There's going to be the always what if. And that's the big one is, you know, what if I knew how to help? What if I did something different? And you can't let that get to you at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, to a certain degree, the people that do commit suicide, their mind is made up. It's just, it's going to happen. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that, because there are days, you know, I always ask myself, you know, what if I did something different for Jeff, or what if I could have said something different to Dad, you know, that day. So the message I want to leave you guys with this video, because I know there are quite a few of you that watch the channel, and a good few of my friends, you know, sometimes suffer from depression. Like I said, I myself suffer from depression sometimes, not to the point where I feel like I need medical help, but sometimes I do reach out to some of you guys and talk to you all about some of my problems that I'm having, where I'm just feeling down. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a particular thing that's making me feel down. Depression can come out of anywhere. It can just hit you out of the blue like that, and sometimes it can be for no reason whatsoever. It happens. So that's another thing that I like to bring up, is because everybody's like, well, what did he have to be depressed about? You know, doesn't have to be particularly anything. Sometimes it's just depression, period. You know, it doesn't have to be about a particular subject. But a message I want to send out to you guys for the end of this, just to leave you something on a positive note. For those that do suffer from depression, there is always somebody out there for you to talk to, whether it's a family member, a coworker, a best friend, a significant other, somebody even randomly on the street that you would run into. There's always somebody out there for you to talk to. And it may help, it may not, but the option is still there to talk to somebody about, you know, depression, what's making you feel down, even if you don't know what's wrong. You know, just getting stuff off your chest sometimes helps. And it may be to a point where you may need medical attention for your depression, for suffering for something like this. But at the end of the day, just know that there's always somebody out there to talk to get to, like I said, get your chest off to, and just talk to, and just hopefully try to help you seek out help and whatever you need to do. Now, down in the description below, I have left the suicide hotline number, so if you happen to know somebody that's going through depressing times, or you yourself just need somebody to talk to, you know, they're always open 24/7. Talk to them. Maybe they can try to help you get the help that you deserve. And to anybody of Chester, Bennington's family or friends that happen to be watching this video, I send my condolences to you. Like I said, Chester, even though I never personally met Chester, like I said, he was a big influence for me as far as musically. Like I said, inspired me to, you know, start playing guitar, writing music. So my condolences to his friends and family, and I hope the best for you all. But like I said, just guys, there's always somebody out there willing to listen to you. So God bless you all, and I love you guys. This is Crow Murder 15 signing off.